There's nothing to report out at this time. Procedural issues and recording of this meeting is being made and shall be kept for 30 days as a public record. Let's go ahead and stand for pledge allegiance. I'm going to ask Madison to lead us at this time.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first thing we're going to do is we now have a new student board member, and I'm going to introduce her now. It's Madison Skusd. So let's give her a good welcome. Glad to have her on board. We had a little meeting today, so she's got an idea of what she gets to do and not do. So at this point in time. Okay, roll call. Let's see. I'm here, Mario's here, Adrian is not, Sonny's here, Morris here, and Madison is here. Do I have approval for the agenda?
Motion to approve it with the addition of the item J.
Okay,
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, reports and communications, RTA.
All right, I have to admit, I have no speech prepared. One thing, and again, it's for the Tucson Community President, I'm a teacher, and this afternoon I had a meeting for an hour, and I had to get in there and organize what I'm teaching tomorrow. I had training yesterday, so yes, this is that time of the year where teachers are busy. We are getting things organized, hopefully getting structure. Let's see, and then, yeah, just all I put here was just, I hope everyone is having a good start. I am enjoying getting to know the kids. I have a wonderful group again, and let's have a great year.
Yeah,
but no, this is, these are days where I'm the teacher, so. All right, thank you guys.
So we have nobody from CSEA. So we'll go ahead and ask if, Madison, do you have anything to add?
Yes. So girls volleyball had their first game yesterday against Skusd. It was an away game. JV lost, unfortunately, but varsity won. Our next game is against Desert Christian tomorrow. It's a home game. And then the game after that will be at Eastside, and it's an away game. There will be a Spirit Week next week from the 21st to the 25th. The email should have gone out to staff, parents, and students about which days are which and what you should be dressing up as. Senior Sunrise will be on the 25th at 5:45 a.m. On the ball field. The senior parking spot auction will start on the 28th of August at 7:30 a.m. and will close on the 1st of September at 2:26 p.m. Football has their first game against Little Rock today. Friday. It's an away game, and their first home game will be on September 15th, and they'll be playing Foothill. The FFA has livestock call-in tomorrow, and their auction will take place on next Thursday. And in ASB, we recently learned that due to our nutrition being 5 minutes longer, there aren't enough education minutes in the year, and we aren't able to hold pep rallies as we normally would have, and we're a little bit bummed about that.
Okay. Madison, I'm going to ask you just to give us a little bit of information about you and your background so everybody knows. I know you have an interest in a couple of areas and you could just share.
I'm the president of the Rosemont FFA. I've been in the FFA all 4 years of my high school experience. I did not raise any animals. I play volleyball. I'm on the varsity volleyball team this year, and I've played volleyball ever since middle school. I'm an avid skier. My dad and I try to get Mammoth as often as we can. I have chickens at home, They're my favorite. They're very personable and very social. And that's it.
And your birthday.
It's a birthday.
Yeah, it's her birthday. That's correct. So, happy birthday. All right. CBO report. Let's go.
First of all, welcome to the start of the 23-24 school year. It's also busy on our end in the business office. Hopefully the processes we've started digitizing have, helped Mr. Warfield and his ilk, hopefully, and not, added to more of the chaos, but, it's the first couple weeks, so I assume there's some people happy and some people not, but, I think that comes with all change. Unaudited actuals, I'm working on those. They'll be presented at the next board meeting, so that we are following the guidance of, not really guidance, more of a mandate of, board approved by September 15th. On the construction front, we've received contracts from Medallion for the high school project. An update on the RES project that not even sure if Barbara knows this yet or not, but got a call from the architect that the RES, that the plans have made it through fire lighting safety for DSA, so it's a small step forward. There's still other parts of DSA to get through, but at least there's one that, a hurdle was cleared there. On the school safety front, I have a meeting with Catapult the week of September 5th. And then this Friday, a brief 15-minute introductory call with a company called E3 Emergent that does a similar thing, but, trying to, see what all the options are and what, if there's difference between vendors, what is best suited for Southern Current. And then, on top of that, I have been in communication with Knowledge Saves Lives about our school safety plans to have, a review to make sure that everything is current and, with the additions to what need to be in safety plans that were added at the beginning of effective, January 23, that when we go through the next round of them, that we have everything that is currently up to date. And with that company, they're the folks that work with them are all former first responders, whether they're police, fire, paramedic. So as part of their quote, I've asked that they also do a examination and look and figure out, or at least help us figure out reunification and evacuation plans for the site, so that folks that are full-on subject matter experts and everything like that, we have their input, where while we do the best we can. My background is definitely not that, and our administrators have a lot on their plates without having to try and sort out something, and there may be something logistical that none of us ever thought of, given hasn't been our professional background. So that is that for me.
Thank you, sir. Assistant Superintendent, Instruction and Curriculum, Dr. Mendez.
Good evening, board trustees, Superintendent Gaines, colleagues, and community. I have an update in regards to its services. We've been working on collaborating with parents on the inter-district transfers, as well as the bus passes, and then data confirmations. That's what our services department has been working on. In terms of social studies, we've been collaborating with our teachers and administrators at Rosamond High Early College campus in terms of the UCLA social studies modules and the ethnic studies modules that we're currently piloting at the high school. Grade level chairs and department chairs are going to continue to collaborate with team members in regards to professional learning communities. And then reporting out, sharing out information in regards to their collaboration and their plans in regards to next steps. We've been working on that. We've also been reviewing digital licenses that different school sites have been utilizing. It's just a renewal, so we've been working with Dan Wexler as well as the site admin, and teachers to renew licenses. Professional development, on the 7th we had the solution tree training, and then on the 8th we had LD training. We continue to have English language development training. Yomi Herrera has been helping support with ELD training for teachers in the Parent Center. Those are the items in regards to ed services.
Thank you, sir. Our Assistant Superintendent of Special Education and Pupil Services is at training, so we will skip that tonight. Associate Superintendent of Human Resources, Mrs. Hargis.
Good evening. You can see on our personnel page that we have been very busy. All of our PIPs, SCIPs, and interns, we assign them a mentor teacher, and that mentor teacher answers any questions, gives them some strategies, just helps them out along the way. We have other staff that are working on preliminary credentials, and so in order to clear that credential, they have to participate in the 2-year induction program, so we have mentors that are assigned to help them along the way with those as well. So the mentors and the teachers, they work hard, and I get a quarterly report from KCSOS on our induction on our teachers, as well as our induction support providers. They also have things that they have to do, and so I'm always pleased to see that we meet those deadlines and we meet those milestones. And I have to say that probably in the 12 years that I've overseen, first it was BITSA, then it moved to the induction program. We just have some really high quality mentors that, so our newer teachers are very fortunate to be able to learn under these teachers, and just the willingness for the teachers to give their time to support these other teachers is amazing. Sometimes when I get a little short on mentors, I have a few people, hey, you know what, can you help me out? I just have another person. Or, I have gone out, this year I've, gone out and I've said, hey, you know what, you haven't done that before, would you be willing to? And yeah, I think I would like to do that. So, very grateful to all of our mentor teachers. They do a great job. We have we're hiring some additional classified staff, especially paraeducators to fill some of our open positions. We're working on putting together the evaluation list for administrators and teachers that are going to be evaluated for the school year. And we're currently posted for our math and reading academies at all school sites. So we have had lots of people that are interested in those positions as well. So hopefully we are off to a great start. We also, our new social studies teacher at Coffeyville will begin tomorrow. So hopefully that to a great start. Thank you.
Thank you. Superintendent's report, Mrs. Stevens.
Thank you, Mr. Bitzelette. Welcome, and welcome to all of our parents who are joining us via Zoom this evening. First thing I want to talk about is I do believe we got off to a great start last Wednesday. Few little hiccups, but hardly anything, as I did not get, I hate to say this, this is the second year, I'm afraid to jinx myself, but I did not get one phone call about the traffic at RES, which is usually goes on for, I don't know, a couple weeks. I don't know, they want me to move the building or something. I did get a couple. I will be really honest about the drop-off at West Park, but I know that Mr. Holmes and Mrs. Ament have been working diligently to make that issue go away and run as smoothly as possible. So all in all, I believe we've had a great opening, considering we are up approximately 145 students from where we ended June 5th. So that's a significant number of students spread out across our our 6 schools. One of the other things that I'm really excited about that all of our schools are offering this year, and they do vary, are achiever trips. And hopefully parents at home, if you're listening in, your kids are coming home talking about these achiever trips. These are trips that are going to be, there's going to be one first semester and one second semester, and the students literally have to earn them. But it's not really too difficult to earn these trips. We are asking for a 2.5 grade point average, 95% attendance, and no referrals. So I think that we're going to have a lot of our students at all of our schools qualifying for these really good trips. And I will, I'll cite Tropico Middle School. They are going to take their first trip to the Ronald Reagan Museum in January. And the second trip will be at the end of the school year to the medieval times, which I want to go because chicken dinner and lots of fun activities there. So I may just be on that trip with middle school students. So parents, encourage your kids to be on school, be on time, and do their work as we know they're quite capable of doing. Also want to remind our teachers, if they're listening, August 25th is the deadline to get your receipts for your supplies into the business office. So make sure that everything is turned in by August 25. Last night, the Parent Community Center with Mrs. Fallon Mitchell hosted a parent evening about drug awareness at the high school gym. The turnout was not as big as we would have liked it to be, but the parents who attended, I believe, were very happy that they did and learned a lot about vaping, especially vaping, about also fentanyl, and some of the issues and some of the ways that students are becoming aware of how to hide nicotine and, of course, marijuana in these various types of vapes. So it was very informative. For those who weren't able to make it, I can tell you that the plan at the Parent Center is we will be bringing the Canine Solutions back. And also our drug visits will be at every school this year, including elementary. So parents, when you hear of a lockdown, don't panic. It probably means that we have a drug dog on campus. And our parents and our administrators are really good to let you know immediately after the drug dog leaves that the reason why they put the school in a lockdown situation. I also want to announce that Southern Kern, in collaboration with Roseman Municipal Advisory Council and the Roseman Chamber of Commerce, will be hosting the Vietnam Wall Memorial November 7th through the 12th at the park just right there at the adjacent to West Park Elementary. And this memorial it's a beautiful rendition of the Vietnam Wall Memorial in Washington, D.C. If you've ever seen that, it will be open 24 hours a day. We will have a couple of days that we are also going to allow some of our sites to bring students on field trips. And we'll probably also invite Muroc and maybe Mojave too, if they want to bring some students as well. One thing we need are volunteers. And usually the volunteers, they're there for about a 2-hour time span. The only thing that is mandated for the volunteers is they have to go through, absolutely must attend a mandated training before you can be a volunteer at the wall. We will be hosting this training probably at Roseman Elementary School as we get a little closer to the date. But when you see the advertisement come out through the email and it's something you would like to do, again, it's very heart-wrenching, it's very touching, it's something that I have volunteered before, and it's just a great place to be during that time. And we'll also have a couple of activities. We're going to have a Veterans Day celebration, and we'll have a candlelit ceremony for the 78 soldiers who we lost from the Antelope Valley, including the Rosemont area during the Vietnam War. So that's pretty much it. Tomorrow I'm at the Chamber Lunch and RMAC in the evening, so that's where I'll be, Mr. Vincent. You'll find me all day. That's where I will be part of that day. So thank you.
No, I plan on being at the JV football game tomorrow at 4:30, and I got a dentist appointment tomorrow morning, so
Okay.
I'm not looking forward to that. All right. Board member communications, go ahead, let's start with you.
That's fine. Welcome all. I'm glad to see some new faces in here. But I wanted to give a shout out to Mr. B, because I know that a couple years in high school, first day of school was rough for quite a few years. I don't know why. But I had a lot of comments about Mr. B and last year and this year that things have gotten smoother. Same with you, Chevron. First day of school went well, so. I'm glad too, though, that the alarm situation at the high school is fixed, because that's not a big complaint anymore. But other than that, the way we treaded the first week of school, let's keep on doing that the rest of the school year, and I think we'll do great this year, like we always do, so. Other than that, if you guys ever need anything, I'm here, and you're welcome. I know you're busy with sports and everything, but I hope to see you out.
Mario?
I just want to welcome everybody back, and you guys all hit the ground running. Just don't trip. Because when you're glad, sometimes you trip beside you. Welcome. You said you are president of the FFA, so I don't need to go to the fair when.
We're going tomorrow.
No, I already did that. And when is auction?
I'm gonna be next Thursday.
And I'm gonna do
I'm not sure yet. I'd like to be.
it. And they'll be doing showings on the day.
I'm honestly not sure, the schedule to be detailed, but I do know that it'll be taking place the rest of this week and next week.
We should have, I don't remember how the schedule was.
I know Big Show's on Sunday,
Here's
9
your show.
a.m.
Pigs do, yeah.
Pigs. That's all I know.
Yeah, pigs are always on.
And
Sunday.
Monday.
And steer and lambs are Saturday. If I remember right.
Actually, I have Lamb's Friday. Lamb's Friday, Tuesday.
Friday, only Friday.
Mm,
And then it's not a petting, so I think it'll be an that's what I told my kids first time here. Yes. Okay. Let's take the kids. Is there any gigs?
18 is lambs.
What's that?
Friday is lamb. Saturday is lamb and beef.
I'm one of them. But no, honestly, the first day was a little hectic, of course, and then we made those changes. I saw parents driving up today with their kids' names in their car. I was like, oh my God, that's so smart. They're like, hey, get in the car. They didn't do that, but it would have been funny. I'm just looking forward to the year. And yeah, I think that was all the only notes I had. I will be visiting you guys later. I know you guys miss me over at Tropical, right, Mr. Trevor?
Horrible.
I know. I know.
See the changes.
I'll be there. I'll be there, and I'll come over to REF. Mr. Yeah, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, and let's get the show on the road, Bob.
It's show on the road. Okay, I had the opportunity to attend the presentation last night, and I was going to do a joke, but I'm not going to. But I did take pictures of the all the drug paraphernalia that was up there. One of them that really shocked me and so forth to look at this was on the table as a drug paraphernalia. Okay, so, there's no telling what they're gonna have.
What was it?
Right.
What was it
Yeah.
what?
It looked like my watch.
No, but what is it, what was on the table like that?
Oh, all anything and everything.
What am I looking for?
Yeah, but what is
Like,
that?
what was it portraying? Like, what
Was
was
it
it?
It looked like a watch. It looked like an Apple Watch.
What
What
was
am
it?
I
really-
looking for though?
What
It's
are they?
really, it's really
It's a
big. It's a vape.
Oh, that's what
It's a
I'm saying.
vape by I was gonna do a pretend on that, but no.
So perhaps it's on my.
That's what I'm saying.
You should call this up, come up, yeah, no problem.
Better run, so, Madison, you were privileged, you get to your presentation before all the rest of us. So you won't have to give anything else tonight, unless you have something. Okay, Mr. Shevlin, I am going to be coming by, I need to get pictures of the gymnasium, and I need to get pictures of the cafeteria for audio systems. Okay, we're gonna be looking at it to see what we can do to enhance the audio systems for your facilities down there. No promises or anything, but I'm working with an audio engineer back in Des Moines, Iowa, that we're gonna try to do something to get better quality sound. So,
Still gonna have an accent though.
what, your New York accent? I gotta be quiet because he's from New York, I'm from Vermont. At least I got rid of my accent then. So, wish the sports teams good luck to start your season. We said football for varsity is Friday night. Tomorrow night at 4:30 is the junior varsity. And I'm gonna try to make a few of your games as well. No promises because believe me, I get busy. I think all of us up here are really not now busy. So, Mr. Holmes, I want to definitely, all the information that I saw and was given was totally bogus. You did a wonderful job of getting your traffic concerns cleared up real fast. You did a good job. And, so that works. And coming in from where I live, the kids are picking up at our RES. Apparently now, a lot of folks know, get over to the other lane because everybody's parked. And it's a long line for folks who are picking up their kids there. So we're working, it's working good. And it seems like everything's going smooth, so as long as it continues on, we should be okay. And Barbara mentioned the wall. I have been to the wall in the DC twice. I have 3 kids I graduated from high school that are on that wall. I say kids, they were 19, 20, in their 20s when they lost their lives. So I definitely will be hanging around that wall quite a little bit.
Are you a volunteer?
I will be volunteering as well, yes. So, and they already know that. Other than that, that's all I have. Subcommittee updates. Anybody have any updates? Anybody's met?
I haven't covered all my.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
We're gonna be going over, updated board policies, so that's what be coming up, that's no news to report about that.
How long?
Yeah, we're talking about the charity policy as well, yeah.
We definitely want to get that. Safety and security, Robert, you got any ideas for a meeting in September?
Sometime after the next board meeting, so I can get run up to the actual.
I understand. You notice
Probably off the top of my head, probably the week of the 15th.
Okay, that'll be what, Monday?
So sometime that week, yeah.
Okay, no, the reason why I ask you is because I know you're busy, so we kind of adjust our schedules to yours.
Yes, thank you.
So we're looking forward to that, and we also want to have the command structure for each of the schools, as well as in writing, where in maps, if you've got it, where your rallying points are, your secondary, and if you got a third section, so we have that, so you keep that in a book, So we go there. And I forgot one other thing too. I think, Ed, you had that issue last year with a kid driving, so forth. Somebody said you have after action reports on that.
After, we have, no, yeah, you're correct. At the high school, we had, I had created, so I'll just say this from at the high school, I had created a, report which we had done. I'll go through that, Chase, with underhead and stuff. Actual reports for traffic.
After action reports helps us for a couple of reasons. One is the, what went right, so we know what to continue, and what didn't go right, so that way we can work on those issues. That's it. And, we haven't decided how we want to keep that, but, electronically, probably the best.
What's the easiest? I'll share it with these days, and then you guys can make any corrections. Just to share what I've already started.
Sure.
And Robert.
Sounds good to me. Okay. Comments from the public?
None.
None? Okay, so we'll move on. Consent items. Do we have our here for a motion?
I have questions, sorry. So, can someone explain to me, maybe it's you, Robert, item E, the board and special services agreement for crossing guards? What is that?
Okay, those are crossing guards. They are the crossing guards for schools that they're not district employees. It's
Oh, so these are the ones that we have now,
Yeah.
so this is their contract?
yes.
Oh, thank you.
No, they're outside vendors that we hire the company and they supply them.
So the guards aren't.
Our district office.
All right, I was like, are we taking away their jobs? What's happening? I want to know. Okay, I'm fine now.
No, we're just renewing the contract for this.
Okay.
Any other questions? We have a motion.
I will make a motion to accept A through J.
Okay. Second?
I'll second.
More, all in favor?
Aye.
General proposal, sunshine proposal to CSEA. Steve?
Yes, Board of Trustees, if you look on page 70 of your packet, you will see, you probably have already taken a look at this. This is the district's proposal that we are sunshining to CSEA. We have included all of the articles that CSEA brought forward for negotiations. We added one article from the district's perspective, and that is Article 18, discipline. So we have a tentative date to open negotiations with our classified employees, and it might be August 30th, but that is still pending at this time.
And I motion that we go to the public hearing.
7:41, 7:41. Gloria, Sunny, all in favor? Aye. Okay, public hearing. Do we have any comments, further comments, anything dealing with this? Hearing none, we have a motion to go to regular session?
I'll make a motion to go to our regular scheduled meeting.
More, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Business and operations, select approval of PQ bids, streamlines for the pre-qualification process between public agencies and contractors. Mr. Irvin.
All right, so given the way the quote from PQ is, I figured it'd be easier to just have it as a separate item and not in consent. So, the district currently uses PQ bids for pre-qualification of contractors for large projects. Requirement of AB 2031 is the projects that are $200,000 or more, the contractors have to pre-qualify, so they have to submit information on their financial health, their bonding, their licensure, so that, make sure that they are checking all the correct boxes. The district has used PQ bids in the past. We've used it for the kindergarten classrooms at RES, the Tropical project, the high school project. Also included with PQ bids as part of their options is the option for PQ bids to do the pre-qualification check for CUPCA projects. So CUPCA projects are projects that fall within, that are less than that $200,000 threshold, where it's not as stringent requirements that go into the bidding and everything. But really, it boils down to if approved option one, which is just the AB 2031 stuff, it includes CUPCA without PQ bids taking care of the pre-qualification part. The district would have to do that. They'll maintain the list of the contractors, but they don't do the pre-qualification. We go through their documents that they submit, and then the option A that goes with it is to go ahead and have PQ bids also do the pre-qualification checks for those CUPCA instead of the district for an additional what is it? I think 3,500, 3,000. So asking for clarity on if we want to do this, if so, how many years, and if we want the additional option A of having the CUPCA portion of it taken care of by the district or by PQ bids doing the pre-qualification.
Do you find value in the CUPCA option?
Yes and no. It saves time, but it's currently we don't have it, so it's not paramount. More important is just the AB 2031 portion. But
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, you should.
Mr. Irving, in looking at this 1 year, 2 year, and 3 year option, explain to me, if you would please, knowing that we are in the midst of first year at Tropico Middle School, we don't know if we would be done before the next school year starts. Let me start with that. And then my next comment would be, we are about to start the new high school cafeteria, which we would not also probably run into the 24-25 school year before it is completed. With that information, is it beneficial to us to at least get a pre-qual of contractors for 2 years, or would 1 year be sufficient?
I believe 2 years, but with TMS in the high school, those have already been bid, so the folks that would have qualified have already done that part. But if we're adding TK and EBK classes, permanent classrooms to West Park, I would recommend 2 years, so that that project will, more than likely cost more than $200,000. So we'd have to have those contractors pre-qualified anyway. So my recommendation would be at least 2 years.
Now, I have a question for you, Robert. I've worked with contracting officers and contractors in past on pre-quals. And this is just a general question, so we go with it. We used to work on a 1 year contract with 2 option year to add to that. So if we need to bail out after the first year, we'll be able to bail out. If we considered any kind of an options that way.
You mean with, not specifically with PQ bids, no, but with our Other contractors that, you know, around, if they're, Cupcake, they're not, you know, guaranteed anywhere. They're basically on a waiting, on a list of, we have this kind of job, you've already been pre-qualified, we can, you know, send you the RFQ and then, you know, get information on whether or not, you know.
Okay, I have a little better understanding on that. What I was looking at is that I'd have a contract for services.
Mhm.
Okay, the first year is guaranteed, second and third year. But what we would do is that once we get close to whatever, if we wanted to keep that contractor, we go with that option. That's okay. And by doing that, it still allows us to bail if we don't want to, but once we exercise the option, then we're obligated for that, but we're not obligated for the third year or the fourth year or whatever until a certain time comes up that we can, you know, choose to, you know, extend that option. So that's why I asked that question. Because it works and it works very well. So I just was curious. But I understand what you're saying here, as long as, until we actually direct the contractor to provide that service, we're not paying anything. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, paying KQ bids for their service, but none of the contractors anything for anything else. They're, you know, qualifying for upcoming projects. It's
Okay.
their piece of it.
All right. Here, what's your recommendation? We go with option 1 and option A?
Yeah.
In 2 years?
Yeah, I would do at least 2 years, just so that, yeah, especially if West Park happens, we're not, you know,
We want,
stuck in a buffer area of, okay, the contract ended and we gotta re-up and do that anyway.
So you want option A or option 1?
Well, option 1 definitely, and then option A, I could do with that. I could do with it or without it, yeah. 'Cause
Okay. That's why I asked which you prefer. So, option 1 only?
I'll make a motion, we go with option 1, 2 years.
Okay,
I'll second.
all right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And, thank you for the info. Personnel items, Mrs. Hargis. You're up.
Yes, we asked you to approve these as written. We talked about a lot of our mentor teachers. We do have some hires, fee resignations, transfers. Down here, under certificated employment, you can see that we had some teachers that took units over the summer. We had some teachers that went from being an intern to having a permanent credential. Some of our substitutes, and then also our volunteers.
I have a question. So for the mentor teachers, when it's like times 2, do they just have multiple mentors?
So it's one mentor that has 2 teachers. So they're going to mentor 2 different
Mentees.
teachers. Yes.
Right, they're both mentees.
Yes.
I make a motion to accept.
Second.
Second by Moore. All in favor?
Aye.
Adjournment. We're gonna get you on the record. I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
And that's gonna be at 8.
7:52.
7. Come on. I still made it under an hour.